Hey there, YouTube. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Thanks for clicking play today. We have something so special for you today. We are going to be taking our 2024 Z06 back to Injected Engineering in Kennesaw, Georgia. We're going to strap it to the dyno. We're going to install the Eventuri carbon fiber cold air intake, and we're going to get real world numbers for that intake. Then we're going to leave it on the dyno, take the Eventuri off, install the JLT cold air intake for this car, and we're going to get dyno numbers for that intake as well. So we have a real dyno shootout comparison today. Same car, same dyno, same environmental factors. We're going to get the car up to operating temperature for both runs. That way everything is apples to apples, and we'll find out what both of these intakes make and which one makes the most power. Now, I will say that JLT just put out a video. They did some flow bench testing, and they say that their intake flows a little bit better than the Eventuri. We'll find out what that translates to at the wheels. We're going to put it on today. I'm not sponsored by either company. This is an independent review. We're going to put it out there. We're going to go, and whatever numbers they make, we're going to post them for you guys to see. This should be a lot of fun today. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. That subscription helps us to grow this channel and keep bringing you guys more content like this. Hit the notification button. That way you guys get notified when we put more content out like this. I'm excited to do this today. No more delays, guys. Let's get over to Injected, and let's get this done. All right, so here we are. We're at Injected Engineering. We're getting ready to throw our car on the dyno, get another baseline today. Every day's a little bit different. We want to start and make sure we have the most accurate information we can give you guys today. So we're going to get a baseline. We're going to leave it on the dyno. We're going to put the JLT on. We're going to test the JLT. We're going to do some runs. We're going to take it off, let it cool. We're going to change it out for the Eventuri. We're going to do that. We're going to dyno that. We're going to see what numbers we get, and we're going to compare the two. So we'll get you some footage. We're on the dyno. Hang tight. We're almost there. So we actually have the JLT intake installed. It comes with these two couplers that are nice. They're one-piece couplers that go in, and then you clamp it down here. And then this clear panel that goes over the top that seals it to keep any of the hot air from coming in. Then it has two pieces you saw previously that hook to the throttle bodies. We've got everything clamped down. We've got all the sensors redone and hooked back in. And we're going to do some dyno pulls here and see what we get. But it's a good-looking piece, especially at the price point. It looks really, really good. All right, intake's on. Time for some dyno pulls. All right, as you can see here, we have our Paragon intake installed. Again, I didn't go through every little detail because Paragon has such a great install video on their website. Just want to show you our finished product here. I'll hit this with some glass cleaner when we get home, but we've got the carpet back in, we've got everything back in, we're ready to go, and we're going to get some dyno numbers, and we're going to see what this Eventuri intake makes. It is absolutely a fantastic piece. It is gorgeous. The workmanship on this is top notch. Our plaque says 5 of 20. Corey, I can't thank you enough. We will get this going here and get some dyno numbers for everybody. All right, guys, install is done. Intake is in. We are going to get Eric in here. He's going to fire this thing up, and we're going to see what it makes. Moment of truth time for the Eventuri carbon fiber cold air intake. So just finished up at Injected Engineering, headed home. We did our dyno comparison today of the Eventuri and the JLT intake. You guys are really going to be surprised by these results. But I just wanted to kind of get on here since I'm sitting in traffic, not moving very much at all. And I'm not really sure how we have 7 lanes of traffic on either side of the highway, bumper to bumper, going 5 miles an hour. That's 14 lanes of traffic. I just do not understand it. No one can ever make me understand it. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Don't move to Atlanta. All right, guys, we're back home. Wow, what a day. I cannot tell you how much fun it was to do this shootout today. We had a carbon fiber Eventuri cold air intake and a JLT cold air intake for our 2024 Z06, and we put them on the dyno and we compared the results. We were absolutely blown away. This was so much fun to do. Everybody in the shop, every pull was just waiting for the numbers to pop up on the screen. And there was so much tension when we went from one intake to the next to see what the number difference actually was going to be. And I'm going to tell you guys, you saw the graphs. The numbers were so close. It was crazy. So the JLT is the one we tested first. We did a baseline pull of 615 horsepower, 422 foot-pound of torque. Our pulls with the JLT, the one we did first, 629.68 rear wheel horsepower. Wow, that's 14.35 horsepower gain. That's crazy. 422.08 foot-pound torque. Awesome. Well, then we took the JLT off, left the car on the dyno. We didn't even take the car off the dyno. Swapped on the Eventuri cold air intake, the carbon fiber that we actually left in the car because that's the one I wanted in the car. I didn't care what horsepower numbers it was going to make. I love the way the intake looks. I was going to leave it in there anyway. And it ended up pulling 629.41 horsepower, 429.53 pound-feet of torque. Now that difference between the two intakes, yes, the winner was the JLT intake because peak to peak it made 0.27 horsepower more. A quarter of a horsepower at the tires is the difference between these two intakes. Now, there was a difference of about 7.5 foot-pound of torque, peak to peak, but I will say that the Eventuri, if you look at the graphs that we posted earlier, there is a substantial gain in the mid-range that the Eventuri actually picks up. I mean, it's at some point up to 20 horsepower, 20 foot-pound of torque there in the mid-range, and you can actually feel that power when you're on the road. The seat of the butt dyno or your butt dyno, I mean, you can really tell the difference in that mid-range where it pulls. But peak-to-peak numbers, the JLT outdid the Eventuri by a quarter of a horsepower. That's it. So you're talking a $700-800 intake and a $2,500 intake, and the difference was the JLT was a little bit better peak-to-peak at a quarter of a horsepower, and the Eventuri, just kind of area under the graph, was a little bit better throughout the whole power band. So I was blown away by these results. It was so much fun to do this. Thank you, Corey at Paragon. You know, we're not sponsored by Paragon. I just love their products, and we happen to be able to get in on one of the first 20 intakes. And we told them we were going to do this. You know, we told them we were going to do it with the exhaust. You know, they're all in. They love this stuff too. And then the JLT intake just kind of fell into our laps for the opportunity to do the shootout. And we've been working with folks there as far as just kind of giving them some feedback for the development of their project. But I mean, these results are great. You can't go wrong. You know, if you're more I want the look of the Eventuri, I want the carbon fiber, I want the bubble, I want, you know, the clear glass, I want the bling, the Eventuri is for you. If you're like, man, you know, I can't see it anyway because the carpet's over it, although we've given feedback to JLT to say, hey, make a clear panel and show off your intake. It's pretty. It's not an ugly utilitarian intake. It actually looks good. There's some thought into that, both it's functional and it looks good. But if you're like, hey, man, you know, I don't want to pay the Corvette tax on everything else, a $700-800 cold air intake, and you can make the same power. I mean, wow. These results were great today. You know, we're the first to bring you guys this. We were the first to bring you the Eventuri cold air intake dyno. We're the first to bring you the JLT cold air intake dyno. You know, we're going to be bringing you guys this new content. We're going to try to stay ahead of everybody else and get it out there fresh. Like, share, and subscribe. Help us do that. Help us bring you more content. As we grow this channel, we can get out and we can reach more people, and we can get into these things early before they come out and give you guys what you want to see. Everybody wants to see which one's going to do more power. How much is the Eventuri going to make? I know there's people out there that have Eventuris already on their car and they're doing 6130 draggy pulls, or they're doing, you know, seat of the pants dyno, or they're doing reactions for people. You know, great. I get it. You guys are doing awesome. I'm not hating on you at all, but we wanted to get it in early and get it on the dyno so everybody can see what it actually makes. Thank you for stopping by today, guys. We appreciate it. We love you all. You've all been great. We'll see you next time.